Welcome to the Enhancement Talent Podcast.
Any man with 2 hands has a fighting chance.
You're only half the man that I am, and I have half the brain that you do.
What?
You are a sniveling little suck-up sellout full of suffering succotash, son.
What?
I'm not burning with you. Give me a hell yeah.
We are back and better than ever. Welcome to the Enhancement Talent Podcast, wherever you may be and however you may be listening. We appreciate you stopping by. I am your host, Brock Fluker, and I am joined by Chris Kirby.
Si, senor.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Portuguese.
Portuguese. Sorry, I was trying to do French.
All right, so how's it going, man?
It's going.
We've got 2 go-home shows to review, and in typical fashion, I would say they're both below average.
Yes, they are.
But I guess below average is the average for go-home shows.
Exactly.
So
I guess
there you
it's an average show.
Because we don't want to sell network subscriptions here.
Oh, God, no.
That's the last thing we want. But I guess before we get into that, we'll talk about the Arn Anderson news.
Yeah,
at least briefly.
Let's do our review.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is how discombobulated we are. But if you enjoy what you hear today, feel free to leave us a 5-star review and rating on iTunes or Stitcher or anywhere else that lets you do reviews, Google Play.
I mean, we're already out there like 15 different places.
Yeah. I don't know if Spotify does reviews, but maybe they do. Probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
But, yeah. Give us some love.
Please. Somebody.
Like the Queen song. Can anybody find me somebody to love?
Yes, I'm tired of loving myself.
I'm not. Yeah, so to get back to some wrestling related things.
I guess we can do that.
Last week we discussed on this show that Arn Anderson had been released, and there was sort of doubts and question about why exactly. All we knew was that there was an incident at a house show, and Arn ended up being given the blame for it.
Yeah.
And that led to him being fired. And that was really just the final straw of a not great relationship with he and Vince at this point. So we got an update on that. I first saw it on Wrestling Inc., I believe is the site that broke the story, was that the alleged incident was that Arn Anderson had the decision to make to allow Alicia Fox to compete while being intoxicated.
Yes.
Which is baffling to me, because I can't imagine how he deemed that was a good decision. It's not like...
Well, I mean, being intoxicated, there's so many levels.
Yes.
Did she just have one drink, or was she drunk?
Yes.
There's a big difference.
Yes. I'd imagine for it to get to this level that it must have been that you could tell by watching her in the ring that she had no business being out there. Although I would say that to Alicia Fox sober, but so...
I wonder if that's because I just saw a fan video of an Alicia Fox match recently, where when she was going against, I think it was Bayley. And I don't know if Bayley did a suplex or some kind of move, but you could end up seeing Alicia Fox's crotch. And I don't mean, I mean like, there's nothing, you could see it. So I don't know if that's the same one, if that's what happened, or if this was after the fact. I don't know. But it's kind of weird how it pops up right after I heard about Anderson.
Yeah. I hadn't seen that, but what's baffling to me is that I'm gonna guess no one at that house show or live events or whatever they want to call it, was going to be disappointed that they paid money to go to that show, and darn, we didn't get to see that Alicia Fox match.
Well, when she comes out, most people go, who?
Oh, she still works here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so...
she is the enhancement talent.
Yeah, if it was a top guy, then it would at least make sense, because they're the ones that are advertised for the show and the reason that people buy the tickets.
Yeah.
But with Alicia, I just don't get it.
No, it's Alicia. She could be replaced with anybody.
Yeah.
Like the Iconics.
Yeah.
They're just as bad.
No.
You're right. They're not that good yet.
Whatever. I don't know. But if that is the case and Alicia was in a bad way and all of that is true, then I can't really dispute the firing too much.
No, I mean, like you said, if she was a big guy, a main attraction, it'd be one thing. Depending on the level of intoxication.
Yeah.
But, I mean, since we don't know how drunk she was, if she was even drunk.
Yeah.
Or if it was alcohol.
Yeah, or if it was something else.
Yeah.
I mean, the main one I think back to was the Jeff Hardy versus Sting match.
Yes, TNA.
At whatever that pay-per-view's called, Victory Road or whatever.
I think that's what it was.
But basically they're WrestleMania. And as Eric Bischoff tells, the story was just that they couldn't find him all day.
Mm-hmm.
And he just wandered to Gorilla, as Sting is already out there, I guess. And Bischoff just says that like they're discussing with each other, like, what are we gonna do? And then Jeff just like sidesteps them and goes to the ring, and they're like, what do we do?
Yeah, it was a horrible match. And I mean, what's that network special? WWE, is it 24?
Yeah.
Where they pull them in and they do like a one-on-one with JBL? Or is that Legends?
Well, the JBL had you mean the JBL show that he had?
I don't know, it was just him in a chair next to his guests.
Yeah, Legends with JBL.
Yeah. Well, he had Sting on there, and they actually talked about that.
Yeah. And they discussed it in the Hardy's documentary they did not long ago.
That they did.
Yeah, so that's at least the that's most famed version of this sort of thing happening.
And that would be definitely one that you wouldn't want wrestling.
Yeah. Because Sting had to, pin him to make sure he wouldn't kick out.
It was, like a kick, a scorpion death drop, and that was it.
That was it.
I mean, Sting was pissed. You could hear it walking back to the ring, or walk back to the back. The audience was saying this is bullshit, and he's like, I know.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a bad time for Hardy.
Yeah.
But he's all good now.
Yeah.
So, at least people can learn from his mistakes.
Yeah. That's very true. But, yeah, I mean, it's, hopefully, Alicia is, getting taken care of. I'm sure that WWE hasn't done anything with her yet, so I'd imagine that they're probably going to get her help rather than fire her.
Well, they do have that therapist on hand.
Yeah, Dr. Shelby. Does he do rehab too? Yeah, but I guess we will leave that behind and get into...
Yeah, I mean, there's no more. Until we know more, we can't say more.
Yeah, this Raw review. So, we start off with Roman Reigns entering, and you got flashbacks to every Raw of 2017 and most of 2018. That every show started with Roman Reigns, but this time he was met with applause instead of the boo that we were used to in those times.
It'll come back, don't worry.
Yeah, that's one of the discussions too, is that will it ever wear off, or is he just going to be this over forever?
I think it's going to depend on how much they shove him down our throats.
No, well, you know the answer to that. So.
Yeah, I know. I'm already starting to cough and gag. But, that's what happened. They shoved him down our throats every pay-per-view, every week. People started hating him.
Yes.
If they do it again, the same thing's going to happen.
Yes.
If they leave him...
Sooner or later.
Now, of course, he's going to break out and be a single star. Fine.
Mm.
But he doesn't have to be the main event of every show every month.
Yeah.
That's what got him to where he was.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It was just... Like, the thing is that he wasn't even the champion for an extended period of time.
Mm-mm.
But he was always treated in that light that this is our top guy.
Yeah.
And screw anyone who thinks otherwise.
Well, I mean, he comes from wrestling royalty. He really does.
Yeah.
If you follow the bloodline with everybody in his family in WWE and past and present, and maybe future. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know if anybody at NXT is related.
If there's any Samoans there, they're all related.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't know if there's any on NXT.
Yeah, so Roman comes out, he says he invites Seth Rollins out for being he was talking about how good it is to be back and all that, and he has to thank Seth Rollins, and he invites...
Oh, yeah, for holding down the place.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the line. But he invites out Seth, and he says he wants a favor from Seth. And Seth says, anything for you, man. And Roman says, well, we want to get the band together one more time.
Anything but that.
Yeah, that's Seth's response. And eventually, Roman persuades him. And then he says, all right, we got 2. We need our 3rd. Dean, get out here. So Dean's music hits, and
they took the sirens.
Yes, the sirens aren't there anymore.
Which obviously tells me, 1, he's not going anywhere because it changed his music back to what it was. And 2, he's flipping back to face.
I don't agree with that first one.
Really?
I don't think that the music changing has any bearing on what's going to...
No, that just told me that he's staying. I'm not saying it has any bearing on it. It's just a sign that I saw.
But...
I mean, and I could be wrong.
I think they just wanted to change it for babyface Dean and Shield Dean.
And that could be. Very well.
He still could be leaving.
I mean, I don't know. It could go either way. There's so many stories online.
Yeah, it's that Roman is trying to persuade him to stay. But now they're even saying it on TV. I'll talk about that later in the show.
But, it makes sense, though, because they announced it in January.
Yeah.
And from what I've read, this was Ambrose's idea. He pitched the idea to the officials, except instead of, obviously with Roman having to leave with cancer, his idea was to pitch like somebody was dying.
Okay.
But they couldn't because obviously WWE's not going to use that. Somebody's dying. Well, when Roman said that his cancer was back, it just happened to, timing-wise, just work.
Okay.
And this, announcing he was leaving, having the company announce it, that was all his idea. So that's all I know is what I read, so I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for sure either way, I don't think.
No.
But we'll see after and around April.
I hope it's just a work and they're going to run with the Shield for a bit because they were going to do that nice long Shield run.
Well, no, but this is the last time ever.
Yeah, well, that's what we thought about The Undertaker and Triple H.
Like, I don't know if you've seen any of the promotion for Fastlane, but they're promoting it as the Shield reunite for the last time ever.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I wonder if they're going to go with that until Ambrose is supposed to leave.
Yeah.
Because you know how people like me are. They'll call you out on that shit.
Yep.
Oh, it's not the last time ever, so he's not going anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, this is already like the 15th Shield reunion, I feel like.
No, I think it's like the 13th.
Okay. Yeah, so Dean is atop the ramp, and he has a mic, and he's contemplating what he just heard and how he wants to respond when out comes Elias, who wails him in the back with the guitar and then runs right back to the back.
Yeah.
And Dean sold this like he was hit with a cinder block.
Dean is probably in the top 5 of selling, I think. He can sell almost anything.
I agree with that to an extent, but I don't know, like, when I think of Dean selling, I still think of, like, the babyface wacky Dean, where he would, like, sell his knee for forever and then still go to the top rope and hit elbows. Seth? Yeah.
Like he does every match?
Yeah, pretty much.
Or like Ziggler and his neck?
I don't know. Dean's facials sometimes are weird to me, too.
Well, yeah, they are. There's no fighting that. Yeah. They are.
I think he oversells sometimes.
Yeah.
Is the only fault I can give him.
Yeah, but I'd rather I
agree with
it than, give somebody and we see it all the time, you give somebody a big move and they bounce right back up.
Yeah.
It's like, well, bull.
Yeah.
You're not going to get up right away and be on your feet before the guy who hit you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this would be one of the ongoing storylines throughout the night, though, with the Shield. Are they reuniting? Are they not? And there just happens to be this new heel tag team, the Baron Corbin mid-card dominance. They're literal NyQuil, those three.
And we thought we got rid of these three, back in November?
Yeah, except we got rid of Braun, and they just replaced him with Bobby.
But they didn't really team up that much since then until Roman came back. I mean, they did, once or twice? But
yeah.
It was like, after Roman left, they were done.
Yeah.
And then now that Roman...
Yeah, they did the splits. That's some point after that.
So are they...
Because they started doing, the feud with Braun and Drew, which didn't even ever go anywhere.
And then it went Braun and Balor against two of them.
Yeah.
So they're like the heel Shield.
Pretty much. And that is what we would have next, as we would have Finn Balor, Kurt Angle, and Braun Strowman in a 6-man tag against Baron, Bobby, and Drew. I just feel so bad that Drew is being dragged into this again.
I don't.
Because last year, and when he broke away from Dolph and when Roman was champion, I felt like Drew was the guy that could have the program with Roman where he's the one that eventually beats him. And Roman had to relinquish the title, and if they did ever plan on doing that, then it put that aside. And Drew has just sort of gotten lost.
Yeah, he has. Because even when he came in with Ziggler, he was higher than he is now.
Yeah, and that's saying something when you're with Ziggler and higher than you are now.
Yeah, with Lashley and Corbin.
Yeah, sheesh. I mean, I guess it's sort of a shame for Bobby too, but he's sort of where he is anyway.
Well, the way they used him since he came back.
Yeah, he wasn't going to go any higher.
He's lucky to be where he's at.
Yeah.
With WWE.
Yeah.
I honestly think he should, after his contract's up, he should leave.
Yeah, I mean...
They're not using him in a good way.
No.
And it's not helping his career at all.
No. Yeah, Bobby came back thinking that he'd get a match with Lesnar and he'd be a top guy.
Yeah. Now, I'd like to see that match.
Yeah.
I would. But we never will.
Yeah, and Bobby wants that match so much. He's talked about it. That was one of the biggest decision makers in him coming back.
You see, I would have had it in my contract where I get the match against Lesnar by a certain point, or my contract's null and void.
And we talked about it not long, I think, on the Elimination Chamber show, is that they protect the hell out of Lashley.
Yeah.
But they do nothing with him.
Yeah, they're protecting him for no reason.
So I don't... Yeah, like in the handicap match, they have Rush there to take the pin, and when he's in, he's having all the offense and tag matches.
Yeah, he gets the offense and Rush gets the defense.
Yeah, so it
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, if you don't really have plans with him, you would think you wouldn't have much problem pinning him.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it's not.
We don't see Lashley get pinned hardly at all. I don't think
we've seen it since he came back, but maybe once or twice.
The only one I can think of is Roman beat him to get the championship match against Brock.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, that's the only one I can think of.
Everything else has been like count outs or DQs or somebody else gets the pin.
Yeah. So to run down this match, Braun ran wild for a bit at the beginning, taking out Corbin and anyone else who was in his way. I think he did the whole run around thing.
Oh yeah.
Braun will always get that in now.
I love that though.
Yeah.
I just wish he wouldn't. If you notice, he kind of stops when he gets right to the guy, and it doesn't look as good as it used to.
Okay.
So I don't know if maybe the way he was doing it was causing injury,
hurting people,
or hurting himself.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look as strong. I mean, it looks strong, but he stops. He doesn't just keep going anymore.
Yeah. I don't know, but
now, did you see where Lio Rush tripped Balor?
Yes. Well, I'm gonna get to that because
okay.
Yeah, Braun then tags in Finn, who also runs wild, and here it is. He's about to do his dive when Leo trips him from the outside with the ref looking right at him.
Yes, thank you.
And my notes say, and I'm sure Chris will hate this.
And the ref did nothing. I think the refs need to be retrained.
He did not eject him, nor disqualify him.
No, he played it off like it never happened.
And then it just went to commercial.
Yeah. That ref needs to be retrained.
I was baffled. And I figured that you were going to mention how they disqualified Braun Strowman in the
and that's the only time
a few weeks ago.
That's the only time they've disqualified anybody for that reason.
Because he hit someone while he wasn't the legal man.
But yet he was still in the match. But yet it happens later.
It's okay for Leo to.
But I've got it. I don't know what match it was, but I've got it. It happened again this week.
Yes, I think I recall it, but we'll get to it whenever. I don't remember what it is either. But all right, we get back from commercial, and Finn is getting worked over. Just like all of these tag matches have to go, someone has to get worked over forever.
Of course.
And that means headlocks from Baron Corbin.
Which means fast forward by Kirby.
I'm convinced that Corbin only knows how to do headlocks.
Well, he can do the deep six.
Yeah. He knows headlock, deep six, end of days, and
how to pin.
The run around the ring post clothesline thing.
Yeah, and that is cool, though, when it's done right.
It's neat.
I guess it's kind of overplayed now.
Yeah.
But back when he came up, it was...
Yeah.
It was
new. It was new, so I liked it.
But now when you do it 3 or 4 times a match, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Still cool, though.
Yeah, so after Finn is getting worked over, I think he eventually gets the tag to Kurt, who gets some suplexes in. And then Drew hits him with the Glasgow kiss headbutt, and we go to another commercial. Come back, and Corbin is working over Angle this time.
Yeah.
And eventually Braun gets the quote-unquote hot tag. It wasn't even a hot tag. He came in right away and did a power slam.
Yeah.
He came right in, hit the power slam on Corbin, tags in Finn, who does the coup de grace on Corbin. But Leo, again, pulls Balor off the cover.
From the outside. And again, the ref does nothing.
Nothing.
What the hell is with these double standard rules? You can't interfere, but your opponent can. What the hell?
Maybe it's like baseball. You know how umpires...
3 strikes, you're out?
No, like an umpire in baseball, some of them might have like a different strike zone, like some of them will give you more leeway, and if it's off the plate, they might still call it a strike. So maybe this ref just had like a gigantic strike zone.
But that's more of a I'm the umpire. This is what I see as a strike zone. Then you've got, well, this is wrestling. These are the rules, and you didn't follow. Plain and simple. More people saw that than they did on the MLB game.
So still no disqualification. Finn chases Leo around, and he runs into Lashley, who takes him out with the spine buster into the post or something.
Something like that.
And then Braun tries to run around and plow over Lashley, but Lashley gets out of the way, and Braun ends up bulldozing Leo and himself through the barricade.
Which I don't get. How does he do it every week to where he falls through the barricade? Every week. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, you'd think they'd reinforce those things by now.
You'd think they'd be like, hey, stop. Hit him and stop. But it did look like he broke Leo Rush in half.
Yeah.
When they showed the aftermath.
Yeah.
It looked like they broke him in half.
Yeah, so.
But, I mean, what do you expect? You've got, 350-pound Braun Strowman against 85-pound Leo Rush.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he wasn't in the fifth row.
That's soaking wet with a brick in each pocket.
Yeah. I would have liked to see him, just shove him up over the damn barricade into the audience.
Hey, catch.
And was it that match? Was it this match?
What?
Where they hit the security guy?
I didn't notice it. I don't know though.
No, I think it was on SmackDown.
Okay. So amidst all this, Bobby pins Finn with a spear, which I guess might set up a rematch for Lashley for the title. I don't know.
You're gonna earn a rematch.
Yeah, he pinned the champion.
It means nothing in a multi-person tag match. Somebody else did all the work. You get the pin. It doesn't mean you did anything.
Well, that's still the logic.
Well, I know that's how they think.
Then Braun, Baron, and Drew beat everyone up after, and they do a double choke slam to Finn onto the steps.
Yeah.
So this heel team is running wild, and we need someone to save them.
Dun, 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 the Shield.
Yeah, but not here. After this, we had a Heavy Machinery interview.
Yeah.
And so Charlie says that she has footage of some of the tag teams on Raw talking about Heavy Machinery.
Yes.
So it cuts to the footage of a locker room with the Ascension, the B Team, and Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. That must be the saddest locker room in the world.
Well, I think it was Renee that even made the comment, why are they even filming in the locker room?
Well, that's what I was going to get to next, is that I normally ignore it, but in segments like this, it's like they're talking about Heavy Machinery. And it's mostly the Ascension that are just making fun of them, and Otis looks like a giant thumb, and
he kind of does.
But you have to know that the camera is right there, right?
Exactly.
You can see it,
and the big bright light,
and you're just acting like it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I don't like that crap.
It's very stagey.
I could see that, back in the day before the Attitude Era.
Yeah. Well, the thing they used to do in Impact was that they would have the camera guy actually filming it through a crack in the door.
Yeah, that I like.
Yeah,
but a lot of these segments that we see aren't live.
Almost all of them.
All of them are pre-taped.
Yeah,
which I didn't realize. I thought they were still doing them live.
Well, they do
some of them.
It depends on the situation, I guess.
But the majority of them are pre-taped.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that Braun Strowman holding up that dude on the wall was live, right?
Well, I'm pretty sure that one was, yeah. But I meant the backstage interviews and a lot of this.
I'm gonna rant. We're gonna rant about that later.
Okay. I figured.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just sucks.
Yeah. So. Essentially, the Ascension are complaining about Heavy Machinery and how these call-ups are taking their spots.
It's the Ascension. They didn't have a spot to take.
Yeah, that's a good point. And so Ryder says something about seeing Otis at the gym and how strong he is, and Victor has the great line and he says, "Of course he's at the gym. He's a dumbbell."
Yeah.
And then he has the most fake laugh ever. He's just like, ha 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 ha.
Yeah. I actually fast forward after that. That was the last straw. I couldn't take that segment no more.
Yeah, so, and then it goes back to the Otis and Tucker interview, and Otis says that hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
And they're going to talk to the McMahons, and they're going to make all of those teams pay.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think, like, the B team said anything about them.
I'd have to rewatch it. I can't see why they would have been involved if they didn't say anything.
Well, they didn't say anything bad about them. I didn't really think Ryder or Hawkins really said anything that bad either.
But they had to do something.
Yeah, so.
And I get guilty by association.
Yeah. They listened to the Ascension.
You work for WWE, you're guilty.
Yeah. So, following this, we had a Ruby Riott versus Natalya match.
Who cares? There's nothing for this match. The winner gets nothing, the loser loses nothing.
Yes, very much.
Who gives a damn?
And this match, I don't know how long it was. It
Not
very long. And Natalya won with a roll-up.
A reversal.
She reversed the small package into a small package.
Yeah. Now, why are there so many matches ending on little reversal roll-ups and stuff?
Because it's their backwards way of trying to protect everyone. Like, oh, well, they just got caught with a roll-up. They didn't get flat-out beat. They got caught off guard.
And I know, I get that. But why so many? I mean, how many have we had the past month? Every week, there's another match won by just a simple roll-up. It's like, give me a break. The day one rookie at the Performance Center could kick out of that.
Yeah. I wish I could give you an illogical answer, but
there isn't.
But, yeah. Who knows?
I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me why we're seeing so many.
Speaking of pointless, after Natty wins, Lacey Evans appears. I like her theme song.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I mean, maybe it's because I've been hearing it so much.
I'm going to say maybe, I might like it more if I can actually see her wrestle.
Well, she wrestled at the Royal Rumble. That's it so far.
Like I said. I don't count that because everybody was in that match.
It was
even people that don't work for WWE were in that match.
Exactly. I saw the Botchamania, the last one. It had. Do you remember when Lacey Evans first debuted and like she hit herself in the hat with the microphone? And so
I saw that one.
Yeah,
because that episode of Botchamania. That's the only one I watched.
Because her theme song describes the exact moment because it when she hits the hat almost off her head, her theme song just says, "I don't think you're ready."
Yeah. Actually, that's the only Botchamania I've watched. Fully.
Yeah,
and it was pretty good.
But, yeah. So, Lacey Evans did her thing. She walked out, then she walks to the back.
Well, I mean, you got to give her one thing, though. She has more TV time than EC3.
No, EC3 was on this show.
Yeah, and you know what? His part didn't last as long as Lacey Evans coming to the ring and back.
No. Again, we'll
get there.
Yeah, so... And this is where we get introduced here. Stephanie McMahon is backstage.
I was going to say, I thought you already introduced us.
Yeah. With two people who I gather are from SNL. Do you know these people?
I don't watch SNL, but I do know they are on there. They're like, I don't know, they host like the Weekend Edition or something like that. It's okay. SNL.
So you don't really know them?
Nope.
I don't either.
Never seen them before this episode.
I had never heard of them, nor did I want to hear from them.
Yeah, I just knew they were from Saturday Night Live. That's it.
Yeah, so Stephanie introduces them. She says that they're the correspondents for WrestleMania or some stupid thing like that.
I wonder if they're going to be like the New Day did when they hosted it and do nothing. Just come out at the beginning of the show and be done.
No. I don't want to see them at all.
I don't care to. There's no point.
But I guess, so I don't even remember their names. I just have them as Dork 1 and Dork 2.
That's better than what I would have put.
And so Dork 1 put on a Phillies hat to play to the crowd, and then Dork 2 put on a Mets hat.
That cheap heat.
Yeah, so. And, yeah, I'll get to the later things that happened with these two. We had Triple H out following that segment. That'll be a tough one to follow for Triple H.
Yeah.
And so
everyone's still throwing up and poking their eyes out for what they just saw.
Yeah. So he comes out, and the first part of this, actually before Triple H came out, they showed the video from Batista saying that he wasn't going to be in Philly tonight, and maybe he said he doesn't. He did some cheap heat stuff with Philly, saying he didn't want to be there
just because he don't want to.
Yeah, and he says maybe he'll be in Pittsburgh, maybe he won't, but we're gonna play by my rules.
Is Fastlane in Pittsburgh?
No, I think it's Raw next week is in Pittsburgh.
He should show up at
because
Fastlane.
Fastlane's in Cleveland.
Okay, I knew it was in the Northeast because they're always they always stick around that area the week of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Triple H comes out and he talks about how close he is to Ric Flair and what's Batista doing last week when he assaulted the 70-year-old man meant.
It was a nice little speech by Triple H.
Yeah, and really he has the funny line of how he couldn't make it to all of Ric's weddings, but he tried to make it to most of them.
That was funny.
And he says that they've been through the best of times and the worst of times together, and including when Ric had to bury his son, Triple H was by his side.
Yep.
Talks about Ric's near death last year, I think it was.
Yep.
And Triple H, he was so convincing in this beginning part because he had the whole thing where he said that every time his phone rang, he would shudder because he was sure that it would be someone informing him that Ric had passed away.
Yeah.
And the way he struggled to even say that line, and
he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Triple H understands pro wrestling.
Yeah, he's the one that needs to be training these stupid asses on how to do a promo on a mic. Because I don't think there's very many people better than him on a mic.
No. And, I questioned Triple H being a face in this program at first, but I'm in on it now.
But he's not a face, he's not a heel, he's not even a wrestler at this moment.
But I think he is a face now.
Which...
him and Stephanie are both faces.
Well, apparently. I think they both are because we're in charge. We're the authority.
Yeah.
That's when it changed.
Well, I think it's... Well, even after that, though, Triple H was the heel at first against Becky. And then eventually he was just oh, well, you're actually kind of cool.
It's WWE, man. What can I say?
And so the second part of this Triple H promo, though, goes into more of a worked shoot sort of thing. And he talks about Batista complaining online over the last 2 years about what he wants and how he wants to come back and all that.
Yeah, and, he can't get what he wants. He can't quit.
Yeah, and he quits. And, that was one of the things he said every time when Batista worked here, when he couldn't get his way, he quits.
Yeah.
And when the fans didn't give him the reaction he thought that he deserved, he quit.
And I remember that because he was in the wheelchair in the middle of the ring when the fans were just booing him.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't like it, so he actually just quit.
Yeah. And then you also had like the 2014 when he came back, and he did the thing with Evolution, and he had the WrestleMania match and put Bryan over because when he won the Royal Rumble, everyone wanted Daniel Bryan, and that was another instance of not getting the reaction he wanted.
Yeah.
Triple H also says that Batista did the Bad Guy 101 with the video promo we had earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And when he said he didn't want to be in Philly, and saying when he stands across the ring from Triple H, he won't be looking at the character Triple H. He'll be looking at the man.
So he's going to be looking at Becky Lynch.
Yeah, that's the same thing I had.
Is it really?
Yeah, but then he ends with the fiery line, "You want my attention? You got it."
Yeah. But you gotta love his voice. When he gets worked up like that, he sounds mean.
Yeah. He's very convincing.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not sure how I felt about like the second part of the promo with like the work shoot sort of things.
I didn't care for that part.
Because it feels like every program they do now, they're trying to do these work shoot things. It's like Russo is back in charge.
Yeah. Well, isn't he back?
No. They brought back Bruce Pritchard. They did not bring back Vince Russo.
Might as well. It's running like they have.
I mean, it can't get worse, so at least Russo will give you something different.
Yeah.
It might be utterly ridiculous.
Utterly ridiculous, like a cow dressed up in an outfit coming out and wrestling.
Yeah.
They do it too, I'm sure.
I kind of blew my line though, because I was gonna mention Russo being in charge again later in later segments, but yeah, we'll get to that part. We have a Stephanie McMahon interview backstage. This was baffling. She, after Charlie asks her a question, and she first states what Ronda did last week was blasphemy.
Yeah.
And in doing what's best for business, she not only have WWE dropped the criminal charges against Becky Lynch, but they have also reinstated her and ended her 60-day suspension.
Yeah. Did you see this coming?
I don't get the point of all of it.
Yeah. I mean, they're trying to throw it out there, make it look like, okay, well, Rousey quit. Oh my God. And then they set this match up for Fastlane this week. And then, oh my God, we'll get to it later. Rousey's here.
Yeah. So, she then also announces that she will hold harmless agreement for Becky because she's going to face Charlotte for the Raw Women's title at Fastlane.
Yes.
The vacant Raw Women's title.
Supposedly.
Yes, supposedly. And yeah, so that's going to be our main event later, is Becky signing a hold harmless agreement.
Yeah.
So that WWE has no legal bearing in whatever happens to Becky and her hobbling knee and her crutch.
Yeah. Well, at least she's hobbling on the same leg and she doesn't switch.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
We have the Heavy Machinery Gauntlet match against all three of the teams that were making fun of Otis, supposedly.
Yes. And I honestly have no notes for pretty much any of these matches.
Well, each of these matches lasted like 2 minutes.
Yeah, so there was no point in writing notes.
It started with the B team. They beat them in short order.
B team, go, go, go.
Then the Ascension, and Otis pinned Victor. And then in comes Hawkins and Ryder, who
with
also
a 261 match losing streak,
who also get pinned quickly. There was
62.
There was one. I think it was the Ryder and Hawkins match where Otis did like the pop-up power slam thing.
Yeah,
which was pretty neat.
Yes, it was.
But other than that,
yeah, I mean, I don't care to see the caterpillar that he does. It's just it's just a big ass worm.
Yeah, that makes it more impressive. He's bigger.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm impressed he can do it. I just don't need to see it. He's not that type of wrestler.
I would argue that that's all he is that goofy character.
I mean, you could be goofy, but I don't know. I just don't see the appeal of a 280, 300-pound guy doing a worm.
Yeah.
I just don't see it.
As Renee put it, there's a lot of beef or meats flowing around in that caterpillar.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
I mean, it is what it is. He can do what he wants. I mean, it works for him. People love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
It at least, like...
It gets a pop every time.
Yeah.
And that's what they're all about.
Yeah. We have the two dorks, Dork 1 and Dork 2, walking backstage again.
I think we're talking about the next match.
No. They walk past EC3, who, when I saw it, I thought he was cleaning the mirror.
Oh, I thought he was just spraying himself.
But, yeah, I've heard other people say that he was oiling himself, but...
For what?
I thought he had, like, Windex or something. He was cleaning the mirror.
That's good.
But who knows? He still has not said anything.
No. But why would he be oiling himself up? I mean, that was the only segment he's had in 3 weeks.
Well, I mean, you figure they already did main event, so, like, his appearance for the night must have been over.
Oh, that's right. He's on main event, isn't he?
Yeah, we talked about last week. He lost to Apollo Crews on main events.
I don't watch it, so I don't always remember that.
No. Well, I didn't watch it either.
What is it, just like an hour long?
It's 30 minutes.
What?
Yeah, it's...
In one match?
Like 2 matches, I think.
Oh, wow. But they don't mean anything.
Yeah, they're just there for the people that get there at 7:30 and give them a match before the show actually starts.
Okay. That's cool. Maybe we'll get one of those at Mania.
Maybe. I think
the pre-show.
Yeah, I think
a match before the pre-show match.
I think they mostly just do the pre-show match, though. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they will, though. Who knows? But, yeah, so they walk past EC3, whatever he was doing, and then Titus comes in, and he asks for a picture, but the gag was that he only wanted the picture with Dork 2, so he handed Dork 1 his phone.
Now, for the people at home, Dork 2 would be the black Dork.
Yes.
And with Titus being black, that's the one he wanted a picture with.
Why are you going to assume that is why he wanted a picture with him?
You'll find out, trust me. There's a reason.
Okay.
I have a reason.
Well, are you going to tell me?
Yes, I will. Not right now.
Okay. We'll get to it later.
Yes, before we go off the air, it'll be during SmackDown.
Okay. How?
You'll see.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, so Dork 1 takes the picture for them, and I have in my notes, I still have no idea who these people are.
They're 2 of the 7 dorks.
7 dorks. That's a good one. We had Tori Wilson getting her Hall of Fame video package.
Now, should we go ahead and bitch and complain about this one?
I was going to, but
let's do it because I hate it.
So,
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I'm sure Tori is a lovely person.
I mean,
and I don't want to sit here and say what someone deserves or doesn't deserve, because and I've heard Taz talk about this in the past, is that when the decisions are being made for who goes in the Hall of Fame, it's not as much built around what they did on screen or what accomplishments they had as far as championships or whatever, but they talk more about what they did for the business and their body of work and all of this.
Well, that's just
and being said that, I still don't get it.
Well, that's just it. The only thing Tori Wilson has going for her is her body at work.
That's a good one.
Thank you. She did nothing. She did nothing except strip down to bra and panties and have a pillow fight. Good match. But still. I mean, she really did nothing to progress the women's evolution. She did nothing but these gimmick matches all throughout her career.
Yeah,
and it meant nothing.
That's why I was surprised that they were able to put together a video package for her.
Well, yeah, without the whole thing being just blurred and censored.
Yeah.
Because, they can't show anything like that.
Well, they did mention her Playboy thing.
And don't get me wrong, I had both of them. But, that's same one, just different covers.
Okay.
But, as a wrestler, she was a gimmick. She was the bathroom break.
Yeah.
It's when she was around is when people started ignoring the women more. They use that to go to the bathroom, go to the concessions, go get souvenirs.
And I feel like when you mention Tori Wilson, I think most people will think of two things. They'll think of Playboy.
Yes.
And they'll think of the Dawn Marie storyline that she had with her father, Al Wilson, being involved in that whole debacle.
I mean, that was a big storyline. But, I mean...
Not in a good way.
No. But, I mean, it did nothing for the company.
It did nothing for anyone.
No. Well, I don't understand why in the hell she's being put into the Hall of Fame when she really has done nothing but stupid crap her whole career.
And I was trying to think of any reason I could, and the only reason I can think of is that they just needed a woman.
Luna Vachon.
They could have found...
Is Scary Sherry in there? Sensational Sherry? Miss Elizabeth.
I would think she is.
Miss Elizabeth had a bigger impact on this company than most of these people do now.
Yeah.
Without doing anything.
Is she not in there?
I don't think she is. If she is, I don't remember it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's other women they could have put in besides somebody who did nothing for the company.
Yeah.
I'd rather see Paige go in there. And there's no need for her to go in, but I'd rather see her go in than Tori Wilson.
Yeah, I guess she's retired, so they could put her in.
Technically, yeah. She is retired. She lost her career in the ring.
Yeah.
So, to me, that's more worthy of Hall of Fame than stripping down on TV once a week having a pillow fight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's perplexing, but
it's stupid.
We haven't talked about the Hall of Fame inductions at all. They've
no, we haven't.
Tori joins DX
with China,
all of them,
which is surprising.
Yeah. And the Honky Tonk Man, who once in a famous shoot interview said that that Hall of Fame is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Ricky Steamboat
here he is. Didn't he have just the IC title for 10 years?
And he informed a little over a year that he wanted to take time off.
There's a funny story about that. Have you ever heard the story of how he won the title
along those lines?
And
they I'm trying to remember the details, but it was someone else winning it. I want to say it was Snuka had Steamboat. But that person was known for no showing, I guess, and he showed up late that day. And so Vince and Hogan are having a conversation in the hallway, and Honky Tonk Man happens to walk by, and Hogan says, "Well, what about him?" And Vince is just like, "Hey, you want to win the Intercontinental title?" And that is what led to the longest IC title reign in history.
Well, I thought the longest was 10 years.
Not Intercontinental.
Which one? Which title was that?
That was the Bruno Sammartino and the WWF Championship.
Oh, okay.
Probably would have been.
I thought it was the IC title.
No.
Okay.
That Honky Tonk is still the longest reigning IC champion.
So who was the person that was late?
It was Brian something.
Pillman?
No, it wasn't Pillman.
Oh.
I hadn't heard of the guy.
Okay.
Brian Damage. I don't know.
Right.
That's what he looks like. I had to pull up the article.
He doesn't even look familiar.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows?
But that is the story, apparently.
Okay. Maybe that's why I've never heard of him. He was always late.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll get back on track, though. Tori Wilson is in the Hall of Fame.
Boo.
But after that, we get Elias.
And you actually get to hear him perform.
But he gets introduced, and then it goes to commercial.
But after commercial, you hear him perform.
Yes. And we come back from commercial. Who knows how long Elias has already been playing?
Like 20 minutes.
And he does the Philly stuff and all the singing stuff, and he actually got in this time.
Yeah. It's like the first time ever.
Yeah. I mean, do you think, like, if no one interrupted Elias, would he ever stop? Like, would he just
probably
keep
not.
going?
He probably would keep going. At least till his fingers got tired.
Eventually, Dean comes out for their match. And
you know, when he came out, I actually forgot what happened to start the show.
Yeah.
I was like, why in the hell are we seeing this? It wasn't until they actually reminded me that, you know, at the beginning of the show, he hit him with his guitar. And it was like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And you say, shows you that this show was just drug out.
Yeah. Yeah, very much. But the finish was that Dean would go for the top rope elbow, but as he tries to climb the ropes, his back is in such excruciating pain from that guitar shot an hour ago that it caused hesitation for him to get to the top rope. And then when he jumped off for the elbow, Elias hit the high knee into the drift away for the win.
Yeah, shit match. Meant nothing. I mean, nothing gained, nothing lost.
No, not really.
I mean, and it's Ambrose. Since we don't know his future, who cares?
Well, it was really just to set up the post-match, I guess.
It was.
Is that Seth and Roman come out and try to talk to Dean again after both of them tried to talk to him backstage on separate occasions. And they talk to him again here, but Dean refutes and leaves through the crowd until BBD come out. Baron, Bobby, and Drew make their way back into this, and they surround the ring of around Rollins and Roman. And so they attack Roman and Seth, and Dean is conflicted on the stairs in the crowd, and he eventually decides to run in and make the save.
Which I like how he played it off. How he was so torn on what to do.
Yes.
He really did good.
Yeah. And he runs in, he makes the save, the three clear the ring, and they do the Shield fist bump. And it's announced that it'll be Shield versus Baron, Bobby, and Drew at Fastlane.
Wow, you know how quick the production people were to have that graphic ready?
I know.
Holy crap, it just happened.
Yeah.
And they've got the graphic ready.
So, I guess the obvious complaint for this is that it was so quick that 1 week Seth and Roman saved Dean, and then the next week they're back together. I mean, I guess they didn't have much other way to do it to get where they wanted to.
Not really. Not considering Fastlane's in like 3 days.
Yeah. So.
I mean, they had to kind of rush it together, and that's fine. I can live with that. I mean, it could have been a lot worse.
I suppose so.
I mean, the question is, are they going to add, like, Strowman to the mix with Elias?
Well.
Or somebody like that?
Well, it's Thursday, and nothing's been changed, so I'm going to assume not.
Card subject to change, though.
Yeah. I think Braun is busy with Dork 2. Or, no, Dork 1 it is.
Yeah, Dork 1, but that's not till Mania.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So what's he going to do between now and Ellsworth Jr. shows up?
Cole mentioned that Dean's contract is running up.
Yeah.
And
like we didn't know.
Yeah, this was after this segment was over and they were going into the next match. And Cole mentioned how Dean's contract is running up, and Renee had the line where she said that Dean is going to move on to greener pastures.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure did not go over well.
I'm sure not, because just the way she said it, like, she made it seem like someplace better.
They all, I felt like they were flustered after that, so
they were.
I feel like Vince was yelling at her.
He probably was.
Greener pastures.
I'll show you greener pastures. You're fired.
It doesn't get greener than WWE.
We make all the green.
Yeah. So, then that led to Sasha Banks versus Tamina after we saw Bayley versus Nia Jax last week.
Now, did you notice the one thing on this, when Banks came out, that Cole did not say it's boss time.
No, he did. You must have missed it.
I must have, because I didn't.
He definitely did.
I even wrote it. Cole didn't yell, it's boss time.
No, he did. I heard it.
How did I miss that?
I don't know.
I always catch that because it's funny.
No, he definitely did.
Okay. Wow. I was like, holy crap, it's history being made.
Nope.
Nope, guess not.
There will never be a time that will happen for the rest of existence.
Well, I thought maybe, I guess he doesn't say it when it's her and Bailey. He doesn't say it.
I think he does, though.
I might have to go rewatch last week.
I don't know. Maybe. But I definitely remember hearing it.
Okay.
But, yeah.
I'll take your word for it. I just didn't hear it. I thought I had something.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry.
Now I do, but it's just not that.
When Sasha goes to SmackDown, that will be... I think Cole will still find a way to inject this.
We miss boss time.
It's boss time.
He'll switch roles with Tom Phillips during the Superstar Shakeup.
They're both the same anyway.
Well, I heard Phillips is going to be the new voice of the company
if Cole leaves.
Well, when Cole leaves,
yeah. I mean, I've been hearing about Michael Cole stepping away from commentary for like 3 years.
Oh, really?
Feel like. Yeah.
I just started hearing about it.
At least rumblings of it. I think it's something that he's wanted to do for a while.
I mean, I'll admit, he's been on commentary for, 15 years?
Like 20. He's been there since 1999, I think.
Has been that long? I've been watching for so long, I can't keep the years straight.
I don't know how long he's actually been on commentary, though.
Yeah, I just mean like but Monday Night Raw commentary.
Yeah, I think he was still on SmackDown, though, in like the 2000 early.
But so he's been doing it for, say, 20 years or more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be tired of doing the same thing, too. I'd want to move on to something else.
Yeah. I'd have to imagine that that's a stressful job, too.
Yeah.
Being the lead.
Being the lead,
for that show.
Plus having the boss in your ear.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't fart without him smelling it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have...
You ate beans for lunch, didn't you, Cole?
What'd I tell you about that? Yeah, Sasha has the bank statement, but Nia pulls Tamina out of the ring, and this is probably what you were looking for.
Typical outside interference.
So Sasha ends up no disqualification or anything in this, but after Nia takes Sasha out of she pulls Tamina out of the ring, who was getting pinned. And Sasha takes out Nia with the double knee thing.
Meteora.
Meteora off the apron. And she throws Tamina back in the ring. But Nia gets back up and holds Sasha's foot when she's trying to get back in the ring. And Tamina hits a super kick and wins.
Imagine that.
I will note that the ref did not see the second part.
I'll give you that one.
But he definitely saw the first part.
Yeah.
And... yeah. I have in my notes, though, I wonder when the last time Tamina won a one-on-one match on TV was.
Probably never. Honestly.
It has to be a long time.
But what I want to know is, the way these refs are, when are we going to see Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles in a striped uniform? Because they could probably do better.
Well, they just need to hire back Kurt Hawkins.
They really do, man. He was awesome.
He caught everything.
Hell yeah,
he was a better ref than any ref that ever refed.
I mean, anytime, actually anymore, I think there need to be 2 referees, outside and inside.
That would be so convoluted.
Not for every match, but for a lot of the big matches, yeah, because I'm just getting old.
They did that as a stipulation before, I remember.
Well, yeah, they have before, but they used that in the storyline.
Yeah.
To where,
oh, well... this ref didn't see this, so now we're going to do 2 referees.
Yeah, and, then the outside referee would knock out the inside, or the inside would get knocked out, and the outside would have to go in and do the quick 3 count.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if they do it legitly and just have 2 refs out there, I know it would suck for most people. But I'd like to see it once in a while, just to say, hey, we're tired of having all the outside interference. We want to have a real match once in a while.
Yeah, but then they wouldn't have their crutch of outside interference.
Becky's got the crutch.
Yeah. They have the booking crutch.
Well, they can figure it out. They make billions of dollars a year. Figure out how to put on a show everybody likes.
Yeah, but even if they put on the show, they're still going to make billions of dollars.
And that's fine. Make your money. But make it so I'm entertained, too.
Yeah.
Quit copy and pasting match after match after match after match.
Yeah.
Come on, Vince. You've been in this business your whole life. Do something different. Look at the Attitude Era. Best era in wrestling because they were different.
Debatable.
I lived it.
I know.
It was the best.
I still like I like the Golden Era a lot, too.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if you want to go back that far.
Yeah.
I was trying to go back to when TVs were color.
Yeah. Right. No, but, I mean, it had its faults, too. But,
yes, it did.
But there was a sense of spontaneity that anything could happen.
And it did happen.
Yeah.
You know, you had DX spray painting WWE headquarters.
Which is part of, like, the allure of a live TV show, is that anything could happen.
But now it's, I'm at SmackDown Live. You know what? I see the match card. I know who's going to win. And I can probably tell you there won't be much that I would miss.
No. Not often.
Not now, anyways.
So, are you ready to talk about this? We have Dork 1 and Dork 2 are back. And so, Dork 2 has to go to the bathroom. And Dork 1 is like, are you sure you don't want me to go with you? And Dork 2 is just like, it's WWE, it's not prison.
Yeah.
And so, Dork 1 is talking about how he's not scared of any of these guys, as Dork 2 is going to the bathroom. And that's when Braun Strowman comes in. And Dork 1 asks Braun, between you and me. And that's the first problem, is that I hate when they say between you and me when the camera is pointing right at you.
Yeah, I know. It's like between you, me, and the 8 million people watching.
Between you and me, is any of this stuff even real?
Now, I like how he...
No,
I like how
you can't like anything.
No, I like how he phrased it. I like how he didn't say the F word.
They might as well have.
Yes, but just by not saying it, to me, made it sound better.
I don't understand this.
I don't get the point of it, but I'd rather him say it like he did, is any of this stuff real, than, well, this is just fake.
I thought this belittled so much.
Oh, yeah, they should have EC3 or somebody doing this. Or, where's Kane? He can do a special guest appearance.
To do what? Choke this guy?
Yeah. Just for that.
I don't get it. Like, you're belittling your own business.
In a way, yeah. I mean, you are.
And
then you're using one of your top guys.
And it's making it seem like, to me, that what we watch isn't cool.
It's not cool. It's too much outside interference.
Well, that's a separate issue.
Well, I'm just saying, what I watch.
I don't know. So, Braun picks this dude up and chokes him against the wall.
Then we go to commercial.
And then it goes to commercial, and it comes back from commercial, and he's still holding the dude against the wall.
This dude's face is red.
But
I mean, obviously he wasn't really choking him, but enough to make him turn red.
Well, that's my point, though, is that we respond to, is any of this even real, by having Braun Strowman choke a man against the wall for 3 minutes, and everything just be fine.
Throw him to a table and ask him, is it real? Hit him with a chair. Does that feel real?
Yeah. Braun went full Vader.
Yeah.
In Kuwait. Poor Vader. He got stuck in jail in Kuwait because the interview asked him if wrestling was real.
Yeah.
Vader just grabs that dude by the neck, and it's like, does that feel real?
I love Vader. Always have.
But my favorite part of that interview, though, is that Undertaker. It's Vader and Undertaker, and like Undertaker gives this professional response, and it takes a high-level athlete to do what we do, and all of this, and and the interviewer just tries to move on, and then Vader's just like, well, I want to answer the question.
Yeah, don't leave me out.
Yeah, so that was a thing that happened in the show. I don't know why it happened. I can't explain it.
Well, they always have something stupid happen when they have a guest there. Always.
Yeah.
But they didn't have to use Strowman. I mean, they could have done it a lot different.
Well, this whole part should not have happened at all.
Well, the two dorks don't even need to be there.
Because it's like, the people that just watch wrestling and see these dudes aren't going to care about them. And then if Dork 1 and Dork 2 happen to have an audience that will watch what they're doing and see like, oh, Dork 1 and Dork 2 are on Raw, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
All they're going to say is, wow, wrestling is pretty lame.
Pretty much, yeah. Very good point.
Yeah. So, we have the Tag Team Championship match with the Revival versus Ricochet and Aleister Black.
And I'll admit it went different than I thought it would.
Yeah, I guess that's one way of putting it.
Yeah, just different. I'm not saying good or bad, just different.
Rude and Gable walk out early on in this match, and it goes to commercial. Then we get back, and Rude and Gable end up attacking the Revival on the outside of the ring for the DQ.
Which I'm guessing the only reason they attacked them is so Ricochet and Black wouldn't get the win. I know they wouldn't get the title anyway, yeah, but they wouldn't get the win either.
Right.
So technically, maybe Ricochet and Black are not undefeated anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. So they intentionally get the disqualification so that Ricochet and Black don't get the title match because I guess they don't think they deserve it.
I don't either.
Whatever, but it's all very fast and just it was you can tell how none of this was planned, and it was just, let's throw these guys in there, and now we're trying to hotshot them, and it's tough when you have like 4 of them, or however many, that you just debuted.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, Black and Ricochet, after Rude and Gable get in the ring, Black and Ricochet take them out, and then they do the double dive pump fake, I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
And I would have done this differently, though. Like, when Rude and Gable get in the ring, I would have rather if Gable is standing in front of Ricochet and Rude is standing in front of Black, I would have rather just, like, the only thing they do is Black hits a black mass on Rude, and then Gable just looks down at his fallen partner, just like, oh crap. Sort of get that move over more as an out of nowhere sort of thing.
Because honestly,
knockout blow.
To me, it just looks like another kick. I mean, I've seen better. It's just, to me, it's another leg drop that they decide to be a finisher. Or an elbow that decides to be a finisher.
Yeah, I don't know. We had this discussion last week.
We'll have it every week.
I don't want to rehash it.
Yeah, we don't need a 3-hour show.
Yeah. So, we have the main event with Stephanie being out for the Hold Harmless agreement signing for Becky Lynch. And Becky comes out. Charlotte is there as well.
Okay, before we go anywhere, did you see her shoes?
Yes, I saw her shoes.
They're pretty cool, man, with the wings on the back.
Yeah.
Come on now, you sport them.
Yeah, it harkened back to the Ronda Rousey promo from so long ago. The avocado toast munching, wing shoe tip wearing.
Yeah.
Millennial man. We'll ignore that they're the same age. But,
yeah, exactly.
But, so Becky signs the contract, and then we're shown Ronda Rousey, I guess, arriving to the arena,
Yeah.
And she has her mad walk going.
But she's all the way in the back, just walking into the arena backstage. And these guys are in the ring for like 5 minutes just standing there. So, how's your day, Charlotte? Oh, yeah, how's your dad doing? Yeah. I mean, what do you do for 5 minutes waiting for this bitch to come out? So, yeah, well, let's get a game of poker going. I mean,
well, you watch her walk.
Yeah. But it didn't show the whole time.
Just like, boy, she looks pretty mad, huh?
Yeah.
I thought her, I don't, like, Ronda coming to the show that she is on was a big deal, I guess, after she, I guess they thought that she'd disappear after she vacated the title.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so.
Well, they play it off like people are stupid.
Yeah.
They watched last week, but it didn't happen.
So, the original deal was that this match between Ronda and Charlotte was going to be for the vacant Raw Women's title. But Ronda comes out and she goes, Stephanie is just like, hey, mate, what are you doing? And Stephanie's just like, oh, well, you left me no choice. And Ronda just simply asks for her title back.
Yeah.
And Stephanie says, well, here you go.
Well, she didn't even ask. She said, give me my title.
Yeah.
So, okay, there you go.
There you go.
Please don't hurt me.
And so that's when Stephanie announces that the match at Fastlane between Charlotte and Becky will still happen. And if Becky wins, she'll be added to the WrestleMania match. And if she loses, it will remain a singles match.
Yes. Now, I did read that the reason they set this up as a triple threat so long ago was in case somebody got hurt, there'd still be a singles match.
Well, I don't.
It's not the reason they did
it was
but it's
a reason. Yeah.
But since they did it so long ago, then, anything can happen in a blink of an eye here.
Yeah.
That they wanted to make sure that at least the main event was safe in case one of them got injured.
Yeah.
Which I guess would be okay as long as Rousey's not the one that got injured. Well, what would happen then?
Yeah, I guess then you just have Becky and Charlotte. Yeah, so Ronda ends up cutting a heel promo here. And she tells Stephanie that
you're more nice, bitch. That's what she said.
I know. I'm getting to it, Chris.
Well, hurry up.
She tells Stephanie that she cares more about her bank account than her own pride because Ronda makes WWE too much money, so she can't be fired, and she can do whatever she wants without repercussion. Then goes on to cut a promo on the crowd, saying she did everything she could to respect this business and worked her ass off, but the fans turned their back on her and chanted for Becky Lynch instead. And the closing line was Ronda saying, damn the man, screw the woo, and no more Mrs. Nice Bitch.
Which I thought the screw the woo was pretty cool.
Yeah. I thought this is the part of Ronda that I like when she just has fire.
Yeah.
Then not smiley, glad-handing Ronda.
Looking like she's about to cry.
Yeah, so I honestly, I thought she did well here.
Yeah, I mean, she did. I actually watched most of it. I'm not going to say I watched it all, but I watched more than I normally would. So, I mean, it obviously had my attention.
Yeah, and right after that, she attacks Charlotte and Becky. Charlotte leaves the ring, while Ronda continues to beat the hell out of Becky. And did she ever?
Yes, she did.
These were definitely some laid-in punches and body blows, and
I think the heat that on Twitter is kind of real.
Well, that's what they want you to think. But
yeah, but I mean, some of the comments that they've said are, I mean, that pissed me off.
Yeah,
especially when you brought in Rousey's husband, and I'm not gonna repeat how, but I'm sure you've seen the picture.
Yeah.
If somebody did that and it was my wife, that would piss me off.
I can see that.
Don't get me wrong, it was funny.
When I first saw it, I didn't know who it was.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But eventually I gathered that. But, yeah.
I mean, you could not flip that script and have it work.
Yeah, and that was a report that Rousey was legitimately upset.
Yeah.
But I don't really buy that. I don't think that she is.
Yeah, I mean, if she is, great. If she's not, she's playing it off.
I think that, I think they're just trying to work us, really.
And that could be. I mean, maybe they're going all out this year between Ambrose and
I think it went farther than they expected when Ronda dropped the fake line.
Yeah, because that's when WWE issued a statement.
Yeah. I didn't even see that.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh. I mean, it was nothing major.
Mm.
But they issued a statement.
Yeah. We'll talk about what actually happened here, though, is that I don't understand for the life of me what they're doing with this feud. Like, they have overbooked this so much.
Every damn week.
That, if you just look at the past, month and a half, since Becky won the Rumble, it's since then been, Becky is injured. Becky needs to get cleared, and she's suspended until further notice. Becky's cleared. She has to apologize.
Yeah.
She apologizes, and Triple H and Stephanie are like, okay, you can have your match now. But then Vince says, no, we're gonna have Charlotte instead. And then Becky comes back and she gets arrested and gets injured some more. And
are you saying it's all about Becky?
I don't understand how you messed this up.
This is what happens. This is what happened with Roman Reigns. They're shoving it down our throats to where...
I don't even think it's really the Becky part of it, though.
No, it's not the Becky part of it, no.
It's just how... It's
oversaturated.
Yes.
And it's going to get so bad to where come WrestleMania, which is still another month away, nobody's going to care because they've already seen all this crap for months.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just watering down what should be a classic match.
Yeah, it's really been remarkably cooled off.
A lot.
And I don't know. You had Becky as really the most over person on television, and she still might be.
Yeah. But I mean, what's worse, it goes to both shows.
Yeah, because they'll do Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda on Raw, and then you'll have Charlotte and Becky on SmackDown.
Now, being that Becky and Charlotte are both on SmackDown, why can't Rousey go to SmackDown instead of them two come to Raw? Why send two to one show when you can send one to the other?
Or just keep them all on one show so we don't have to rehash the same thing.
But if they did that, two out of the top three women on SmackDown will be gone.
Yeah.
And the only reason I say that is because Asuka has the belt.
Yeah. The one thing I will say is that I've seen a few reviews that said that it didn't really make sense how Stephanie just gave the title back to Ronda and that whole thing.
Well, yeah, it does, because Ronda ripped her arm off and beat her with it.
Well, and what they were trying to do was, Ronda gave her the ultimatum to reinstate Becky.
Mm-hmm.
So when she did that, that's when Ronda came back and got her title, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I guess in theory it made sense, but it was like they crammed a month worth of storyline into a week.
They have, and it sucks because it's too much.
Yeah, and how we have faded since the Monday after Royal Rumble when Becky announced that it would be her versus Ronda, and the anticipation we felt, and it's just been overbooked. It's just... Yeah. I think the main thing that hurts WWE so much is that, especially in a case like this, you have the Ronda and Becky thing, which started all the way back at Survivor Series, and then Becky wins the Rumble. But then there's so much time between Rumble and WrestleMania that WWE is just like, oh, well, what are we going to do with all that time? We got to do something.
Hey, let's oversaturate it the hell out of it.
Yeah. I don't know. But
it just... to me, I'm not going to say they're ruining it, because they already did by making it a triple threat. But they're making it to the point where people aren't going to care by the time it gets here. And they're going to be so uninterested because we've seen it week after week after week after week.
You know what's really funny about it, too, is that when it first happened, and even with Charlotte being in the match, we all said, well, there's no other match that can really be the main event. Like, that has to be the main event. And now at this point, it's like, well, that can't be the main event, can it?
Yeah.
It's perplexing how we've gotten there.
It is.
But that was Raw, I guess.
Now, as Raw was going off the air,
yes.
Did you hear?
Yes.
Cole.
Or Cole, you were going to say. Okay. I thought you were talking about the Ronda hold the title up.
Oh, I heard that too.
Yeah, as Raw was going off air,
yeah,
you could hear a production guy say, Ronda, hold the title up.
Yeah.
Ronda, hold the title up.
And then the next scene,
she's holding
the title up.
With, the logo at the bottom corner as they're going off air.
Before that, though, Michael Cole was talking, and I caught it on my phone. I actually recorded it just so I can play it for you.
Okay.
I know it probably won't. It's going
to be loud enough.
Well, it may not show up from the recording, but we'll see. Because it was just, he mentions a SmackDown superstar's name.
Okay.
And it just...
Sign up. And remember, Becky has already signed that hold harmless agreement.
He was about to say Samoa Joe.
I don't think that's what he was trying to say.
That's what I took it as.
I think he just stumbled on his words.
Think so? Samoa?
Yeah.
I mean, I took it as Samoa Joe. Because why else would he need to say Samoa? What? I mean, it's just an Ebonics lesson? He wants Samoa? I mean, come on.
I don't know.
I just thought maybe he got his characters mixed up.
Maybe he really does need to get off commentary.
Yeah, maybe.
It's messed with his brains too much. Yeah. They did a Stephanie McMahon interview in the midst of this too, and Stephanie is the baby face in all this, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is perplexing enough as it is. That's another thing that's started is the McMahon involvements. That's in fact, that's the main thing I would say that's just killed it, is that the overbooking with putting Triple H and Stephanie and Vince all in this storyline. It was beyond unneeded.
Honestly, they need to... I'd rather have... if this is how they're going to want to do it, Triple H as the manager, as the GM of Raw. And then you don't see Stephanie or Vince. That's what the GM is for. We don't need...
But they don't have GMs anymore.
Well, I know, but we don't need 3 or 4 people making the same match week after fucking week.
I don't know.
Let's make it so people don't care about our product. Hey, here's an idea. Let's give it to them every damn week, twice a week. 3 times on one Sunday a month.
Do you want to get into SmackDown instead?
Anything but this.
Okay. So we had Daniel Bryan starts the show on this SmackDown Go Home show. Talks about Owens being just like all of these people, and he says that that's part of what makes him dangerous because he is someone who has nothing to lose. And while Daniel has everything to lose, because if he loses, the planet loses.
Yeah. He makes me think of like the old cartoon Captain Planet and the Planeteers.
That's what they've dubbed him as on what was it, the kickoff show on like Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah, they did.
Except they made I think it was mostly Jerry Lawler that was just like, oh, and you got Captain Planet over here.
Yeah. It was just a vague comment, but it was said.
Now, Captain Planet was a good guy, though, right? So,
yes.
So...
Yeah, but he was for the environment.
And what they...
And he went against people that was against the environment.
Yeah. So, that's part of the misdirection with the Brian character, is that the reason he is a heel is not because he cares about the environment.
But it's because you don't.
It's because of the way he forces his beliefs upon you and looks down at you and all this other stuff.
You know, like it was mentioned, he had a leather belt. He sat in a leather chair.
Yeah.
He sure didn't get off that chair.
Slick by Stephanie.
But he did not get up off that chair. He sat there in the moose skin.
Well,
not moose. Moo skin.
Moose skin. I see.
And
well, I mean, the chair's already made, whether he sits in it or not.
Well, yeah, but why is he taking part in it? Not that I care about that. That's really nitpicking shit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it just goes that, I mean, depending on what you see, he could be a good guy.
Yeah.
He could be a bad guy.
Well, that's part of being a good heel, is that he does have a point. It's just that...
how he brings it across.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's part of what makes a really good heel.
And the not Eric Rowan... I mean...
yeah, we had more Eric Rowan on the mic.
Yeah, I know.
For like a second.
Yeah, that's until Ben said, hey, it's just Rowan.
Yeah, he told everyone to shut up.
Yeah.
Open your ears. Yeah, so Owens eventually comes out and he talks about how Daniel throwing the WWE title in the trash was the last straw for him, as he'd been watching from home.
Yep.
Yeah, that's back.
The Yep movement has begun.
Owens does some good babyface work on his promo, I thought, and saying that if Daniel says he's like all these people because Owens also thinks Brian is a pretentious jackass, then yup, I am.
Yeah.
And the yup chants came back.
But, I mean, now that it's yup, because before it was yes and yup.
Yeah.
Well, now that it's just the yup movement, and now that he's turning face,
they should make it a real thing.
They really should, because it worked with the yes movement. Look how that shit blew up for years.
Well, you'll never recreate that.
No. You'll never have that.
Yeah.
But you could still have something similar.
Right.
And with a different character.
So are you advocating Control-C, Control-V?
I'm not advocating it. I'm saying I could understand them doing it. Because I know they will.
Yeah.
Because that's the only 3 buttons on the keyboard they know how to use.
Owens gave more about how, unlike Daniel, he doesn't have I like how he did this, he doesn't have a Air Fingers, quote unquote, reality TV show.
Yeah.
Nor does he have a 7-footer backing him. And Brian points out that the reason that Owens doesn't have a 7-footer backing him is because he doesn't have any friends. And I was waiting for Sami Zayn to come out during this. But Owens agrees and says that he lost all his friends, and that's his fault. But he didn't need any friends to hit a stunner and pin Brian last week.
Which is true.
Yeah. And so...
he just needed Kofi to wear him down.
So Owens gets in the ring, but Rowan cuts him off. And Owens punches Rowan and throws him over the top rope. Owens takes down Brian, and he's going to go for a stunner, but Rowan comes back in, and he hits a claw choke slam. I guess. It was like he had the palm on the face.
Like the palm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of weird looking. Cool, but different.
Yeah. So, that would set up the main event later, or I guess it wouldn't be the main event, but the last match of Rowan versus Owens.
Yeah. Now, since you brought it up, I'll expand what I heard. Just a rumor. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing confirmed. But Sami Zayn will be at Fastlane. to interfere.
Well, you figure he'll just take out Rowan if he tries to interfere or something?
Other way around.
Oh, with Brian?
Zayn would interfere and cause KO to lose, setting up a match between Zayn and KO at Mania, freeing up Brian for Kofi.
Okay. Well.
Which is, I mean, if that's how it plays out, I like how they're opening it up. So you don't have, I just wrestled him this match and now I got somebody else. Where'd he go? Well, this kind of sets it, he's busy.
Yeah, he's focused on Zayn.
On Zayn that cost him the match.
Yeah, and I guess they've never had a singles WrestleMania match against each other, so that would be fun. I guess.
Kofi's never had a singles match.
No, I mean Zayn and Owens.
Zayn and Owens, yeah. And they've always put on good matches.
Yeah.
Whether they're against each other.
I think you really need to separate them at some point.
Well, I think if they do have this match at Mania, I think after that
they should go to
shake up. Brands. Somebody should be split.
Yeah.
Which is fine. That would be a good way to end it.
Yeah.
It really would.
Yeah. I mean, it feels kind of backwards that Owens would be the face and Zayn the heel.
But that's just Zayn may not be a heel. He just may disagree with KO. And you never know. It could be something, they might bring something back from before on why he did it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Just to set it up. Who knows? Just rumors.
We had an Usos promo.
Jay Uso.
Well, yeah, but it was both of their promos.
Yeah, the promo, yeah.
I love the Usos on the mic.
Oh, they're good. I like them.
They're
funny.
Ever since they did the character change when they went to SmackDown,
when they lost the makeup.
Yeah, they've just been awesome. And they do a funny Shane and Miz sort of impersonation with Jay doing, I think it was Jay who did the Miz impersonation, saying making fun of how it's because of Shane that me and my dad can have a coffee date.
Yeah.
And then the other one did Shane impersonation where he's just hey, I'm going to jump off this. See that over there? I'm going to jump off that. Hey, you see that WrestleMania sign up there? Yeah, I'm going to jump off that too.
I'm surprised they haven't yet. Or at least Hardy.
Yeah.
Hardy or McMahon, one of those two would be the ones to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, so this leads to Jay versus Miz, a singles match, leading into the tag match.
Kind of pointless.
Jay rolls up Miz, and Jimmy tries to put his feet on Jay for leverage, and Miz kicks out still, but Shane runs in and takes out Jimmy, and then the distraction lets Miz get the skull-crushing finale for the win. Yeah,
but you see that DDT that Jay sold when Miz hit it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
he just planted him vertical.
The RVD sell.
Yeah. I know it's just a sell, but I love when they do it.
Yeah.
Because it makes the move look more devastating.
Yeah, I agree.
Instead of just dropping and your opponent just lays there. I mean, okay, you just fell 3 feet onto your stomach and you can't move.
Yeah. Obviously it's harder to do it that way.
Yeah, but that's why it looks better.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah.
That's what they tell us.
Yeah, so that'll lead into... I forgot that this tag match was even happening because they haven't done it. They haven't done any build-up to it the last 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So.
I was about to say, what tag match?
We had R-Truth back for another open challenge.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes.
And this was this was the majority of SmackDown, pretty much.
It really was. There was 4 matches, but I think this took up about 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah. So we'll give this whole rundown. R-Truth has his open challenge, and Lacey Evans enters.
Yes.
And she walks out, and she walks back as R-Truth is preparing for a match with her.
Yeah.
But then Lacey turns around and leaves, and Truth says, "Come back, Miss Sexy Gloves."
Yes.
Which made me laugh.
Truth always makes me laugh.
Yeah, so Truth resets the open challenge, and Samoa Joe's music hits, and you can feel the mood change.
You can see it on Truth's face, like, oh shit.
Yeah, Truth was fantastic there. And I'll talk about what I would have rather done in a second once we go through the match, but I would have rather it was just Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
But
because, I mean, there's no point with the other two when they have a match coming up.
Yeah.
We already knew they
well, I guess they didn't even book that match, though, until after this.
Oh, okay. But still, I mean, they had an idea.
Yeah. So, Rey and Andrade both come out, and unbeknownst to R-Truth, the ring announcer just says, this is a fatal four-way match for the United States Championship.
Well, I thought it was the champion's choice who he went against in the opening challenge.
I think that's kind of the point behind it.
And I always thought it was the first one to the ring. Hence what we saw last week.
Yeah. Either that or R-Truth could decide that he would face all three of them.
Yeah. But
in this case, the ring announcer turned heel.
Yeah, no shit. Wouldn't that suck, having a heel ring announcer? Your opponent, the entire roster of SmackDown.
Yeah, so this was a really good TV match.
It was.
It ends with Rey hitting a 619 on Andrade, but Joe breaks up the pin with the senton and puts down Andrade with a Uranage and pins him and wins the United States Championship.
But the suicide dive by Joe.
Yeah.
One, you don't see him do that.
He doesn't.
I've never seen him do it.
No, he does it pretty often.
But it's not even a suicide dive. It's more like a flying elbow.
He doesn't do it all the time, but he does it.
Oh, I've never seen him do it. And then Mysterio's sliding splash under the rope to the floor on Truth. Looked like he hit Truth right in the nuts.
Yeah, he was very low. He hit him like in the legs.
Yeah.
And then you had Vega doing the Hurricane Rana on Truth, and then Carmella came in with the super kick.
And then Mysterio landed on the back of his, I don't know if it was his head or his neck, when he got power bombed when he was holding onto the ropes. It just seems like he just let go and slipped.
Yeah.
Don't know what was planned there, but it looked like it hurt.
Yeah, I remember. But
now, as soon as we get done with this match, I'm ranting.
Okay. Well, I do want to say though that I'm happy that Samoa Joe is a champion. But I would have much rather, and even though this was like the only good match on this show, and your chair is breaking.
My chair just straight up broke, dude. It did, look at that.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
What do we do now? Yeah, so I would have rather if Joe came out and just had a singles match and beat the hell out of R-Truth.
That'd be cool.
Do we need to pause?
Nope. We're professionals. We can keep going.
All right. Yeah.
I'll just sit over here. I'll sit over here on the visitor's couch.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. It just it felt like you kind of overbooked it a little bit with Rey and Andrade after they were both just in the match last week.
Yeah.
And I think you really established Joe as the killer and threat of a champion if he just goes out there and
but they've
destroys
always
Truth.
done that, and he's never won.
Yeah.
I mean,
but this time they do that and he wins.
But okay, now I've got to.
Okay, let's go ahead.
I can't wait no more because this has actually been irking me since Monday.
The Aleister Black and Ricochet?
Oh, no. This has nothing to do with an actual match.
Okay.
This has to do with Bobby Lashley, Kofi Kingston, and R-Truth. Okay. And why WWE is taking all the gold away from the black superstars. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being serious.
You know, I did not... So I thought about this, but... especially with Truth. But... A lot of people say this, and I don't know what truth there is to it, that they put the belts on them for February, and now it's March.
And it makes sense because, I mean, Lashley had his title and lost it.
Yeah, at Elimination Chamber.
Kofi got his title shot taken from him, and Truth just lost his title. Is creative racist, or is it McMahon? Somebody has to be, and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Because it makes me wonder why all of a sudden there's no black champions when we just had 3 or 2 with a third possible.
Yeah. I mean, people have accused WWE and Vince of being racist for a long time.
If I had a Twitter account, I'd definitely tag them on this.
Yeah, must be a coincidence.
Hashtag racist wrestling.
I don't know, man. It just...
I mean, do you know of anything? Have you ever heard of this happening before? Where there's, you have these, black champions, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're gone all within a matter of a couple weeks.
Well, I feel like that it might be coincidence that it happens in February sometimes, that they put titles on them, but I don't know. And
Isn't that a little condescending, giving them the titles during Black History Month?
Yeah. I guess I don't know what it does for promotion or whatever, but...
Oh, well, they're supporting blacks. They're giving them the titles.
Yeah.
Wait till next month. It's St. Patrick's Day. It's going back to the white folks.
I don't even know, really.
That's my rant, is why are they taking all the gold and opportunities away from the black superstars?
Well, at least with Kofi, he's going to get his match back.
So far.
Assumingly.
But we assumed it was going to be a Fastlane, too.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like Lashley, he could have kept the belt. They could have done more with him. They didn't want to.
Yeah. Well, Lashley was just already so cold.
Yeah, he was, but Truth isn't. Truth is over like crazy.
Yeah.
He's over like one of the New Day's overflip pancakes.
It
makes no sense.
I mean, I wasn't really crazy about Truth winning it to begin with, because I didn't really figure that they'd do much with him.
Well, I mean, he didn't have to have a record-long run, but he could have had it more than just a month and one defense.
Yeah.
Now, true, that one defense is more than Sasha Banks has done.
Yeah.
But...
And he was not on TV for like 3 of those weeks.
But that's the same with Asuka.
Yeah.
After the Royal Rumble, she wasn't on TV for like 3 weeks.
Yeah. So now they hate Japanese, too.
So if you're not white, you're not right. According to them, I mean, that's just what it looks like. I'm obviously not saying that's how it is.
Yeah.
But it just makes me wonder. And on with everything going on, with inequality towards different races, why would they even... I mean, why would nobody catch this? No,
it's something that people have talked about before. And I just don't know. There's never really been someone that's purely black, because there's The Rock, that was really positioned as the top guy.
Well, Mark Henry was at one point.
Yeah, but he was never the top guy. He was world heavyweight champion on the B show SmackDown that no one cared about.
Hey, it's not the B show. It's a show.
It's a show.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't know. I really...
Maybe
it's hard to be able to speculate on that.
Maybe one of our 2 or 3 fans can, do some research. It just makes me wonder, because it actually ticked me off.
Yeah.
As I thought about it, I was like, oh, well, first SmackDown and first Raw of March. And all the black superstars lose their gold and opportunities as of now.
Well, Sasha still has the title.
She ain't defended it yet.
That's true. They might be waiting for the Sunday.
They'll probably lose Sunday.
Yeah, this would be Sasha's first successful title defense.
Yeah, so I'm not counting on that.
Yeah.
And even then, she's got Bayley to help her.
Do you have anything else you want to?
No, not about that. No,
okay.
No. It struck a nerve.
Okay. So we have The Bar versus Ricochet and Aleister Black.
Didn't we just see this?
Yeah.
Like a week ago or something?
Or no, they did
No.
It was Gargano and Ciampa that were against The Bar. And obviously, we haven't touched on this, but Ciampa is out.
Yes, for a while.
And he is having neck surgery.
So he may not come back. I mean,
it's possible.
With neck surgery.
Yeah. It doesn't seem to, like, from what I've seen, it doesn't seem to be something that's going to keep him out forever. But it's probably going to be half a year to a year.
Yeah. I mean, I would be surprised if we see him before the Survivor Series.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because he's going to have to vacate the NXT title.
But that's fine. When he comes back, he can come straight to the main roster.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't have to worry about it.
And it just put another wedge in the Gargano and Ciampa feud that they were trying to wrap up this WrestleMania.
Well, by the time he's able to come back, nobody's going to remember the feud.
Well, it's when Ciampa first turned on Gargano, it was in a ladder match, and he tore his ACL in the match. And so he was out for like 4 or 6 months. And then came back and they went right back into the feud with him and Gargano.
So he's prone to being injured.
I guess. I mean,
I'm not saying like every time he comes back he gets hurt, but he gets hurt quite a bit.
Well, at least those. Well, the neck injury is something he's had for a while.
Yes,
that he's been working through.
Yeah, I did read that.
The ACL,
I guess that can happen anytime.
Yeah, I just put that on
bad luck.
Well, not even bad luck. It's okay. We're gonna have you fall off a ladder.
Is that what happened?
I mean, I don't know the exact moments, but it was during that match, and ladder matches are ridiculous to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had The Bar versus Black and Ricochet, and there was a black mass into a 630 for the win for Black and Ricochet, and then out came Nakamura and Rusev, who blindsided them. But then the Hardys ran in to make the save.
Yes.
So I guess the Hardys are still here.
Yes, and I'm seeing a fatal 4-way tag match.
I was thinking an 8-man. Like the 2 face teams against the 2 heel teams.
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking, no, yeah, that could be. I mean, instead of a fatal 4-way, heel versus face.
I guess that'll be a TV match and not a Fastlane match.
Could be a pre-show match.
Yeah, maybe they'll add it, but they already have their pre-show match.
Oh, yeah, and it's Fastlane, so pre-show's only an hour.
Yeah. And you need the other 45 minutes for the pre-show panel.
45? It's more like 55.
We had Randy Orton interrupting another AJ Styles interview as
Is this starting something?
Eventually.
Is that what it's working up to? That's what it looks like.
I guess, I think they're going to do Randy and AJ at WrestleMania.
Like that comment he said to him. And maybe the comment came later.
Well, AJ's interview was saying that it was a disgrace that Kofi was replaced in the main event, and Orton just came in and was just like, "You're really complaining over someone else other than you not getting a championship match?"
Yeah.
And that's kind of been the thing for the last 2 weeks, is that Orton just comes up and says something and then walks away.
But it's a legit comment that he says, though.
Yeah.
If you think about it, like when he walked away, that's why it took you 15 years to get here.
No, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that part, too.
Because, I mean, think about it. If he cared about himself more, he may have been there quicker.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's true. I'm saying that.
No, that's the angle.
For the angle, that's what you can look at.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and that's what makes me think that they're going to start feuding maybe at Fastlane or
Post Fastlane.
Post Fastlane going to Mania.
Yeah. Yeah, not a bad.
Which I could
not a bad way to do it.
And I can live with that.
They're doing it slowly.
Yeah, I like the slow builds.
Yeah.
I don't want to see somebody come in.
They didn't just go right away into it.
Yeah.
I mean, Orton's just like sitting back there waiting for AJ to get interviewed.
Yeah, he's back there next to EC3.
Yeah. The Viper stalking his prey.
Yeah.
To verbally assault him. So Eric Rowan versus Kevin Owens goes about 20 seconds with Daniel Bryan on commentary before Owens rolled out of the ring and Bryan was yelling on commentary about how he's lazy and a coward, and he stands up and is yelling it at Owens, who then punches Bryan in the face.
Which is still legal. The match is still going on.
Yes, and eventually it got thrown out when Rowan came in and then Bryan got on top of him.
Yeah, and that's when the bell rang.
And of all people, a returning Mustafa Ali runs in to make the save.
But I'm not surprised with, because isn't Bryan the one that put him out? Who gave him the knee? The eye problem.
It was the match with Orton.
Oh, it was Orton.
Yeah.
But I thought Daniels
I don't know if that was when he got hurt or not, but that's when he got the black eye.
Oh, okay, I thought it was Bryan that put him out.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Ali did not get, any reaction.
No, not really.
So that was unfortunate.
Yeah, because I do like Ali.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see him team up or go against Ricochet.
That would be good.
Because they've got similar moves, and, they're both high flyers.
Yeah. Yeah, I do feel for Ali, being that when he got injured, he lost his spot to really make an impact in that Elimination Chamber match. So hopefully he's able to get back to that point at some point.
I hope so.
So the main event of this was Charlotte inviting Becky out to the show that Becky is a part of. And Becky says that she's hurt, but will still beat Charlotte. And Becky had no arm sleeve or anything showing that what Ronda did to her injured her further.
Yeah.
Being that she was in the armbar for 3 different times, and she didn't have any sort of brace or anything on her arm. So that's a note.
Yeah. If you're going to sell it, put some tape on it like everybody else does.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's that tape that nobody knows what it does, but it's supposed to make you look good.
Charlotte ends up attacking Lynch, but Lynch comes back with the crutch and puts Charlotte in the disarmor, and that's the go-home angle as the refs separate them.
Well, I like how the refs only come in when Charlotte's in danger.
Yeah.
They didn't care when Becky was getting her ass beat.
Yeah, because she signed the hold harmless agreement.
Yeah, she signed her. Who cares? Let her get beat down.
That's okay. We have no legal obligation here.
It's just our main event at Mania. Who cares? We're not legally obligated to stop it.
This was such a flat ending.
It was. I'm sorry, but we've already seen the Charlotte Becky crap tonight. Why do they end the show with it?
They should have just left it alone after Raw.
Or done it at the very end, just one show at the end of SmackDown. Be done with it. You don't even need Rousey in the picture to do anything. So, we just did not need to see the same shit again.
No. This was unneeded. And
the only thing that would have made it better is if Rousey came out of the audience like Becky did. And just beat both of them down.
Again.
Well, just to come out of the audience like Becky did with the other last week.
Okay.
Just to make it fitting. Like, oh, you can do it, I can do it too.
I didn't really, one of the other things, though, is it kind of takes away from what they can do in the match on Sunday, because, what they did was, Charlotte was overconfident because of how injured Becky was, so she was taking her time. So, logic would dictate that, well, she learned from her mistake, and she won't do the same thing in the match on Sunday.
Bull.
And, yeah, because now if she does do that, it just makes her look stupid.
Yeah.
So I would have rather they just left that alone until Sunday.
Yeah, they should have.
They could have done like a recap package of what happened on Raw or something.
Because they did that anyway.
Yeah. So just do something like that. Maybe you do a Charlotte promo or an interview or whatever, and you keep it moving. But,
yeah, keep it moving, but you don't have to do this every time.
Yeah. So I thought both shows were below average.
Typical.
Yeah. Want to do some Fastlane predictions?
Sure.
All right. We will go down the line here. I'll start with the surprisingly pre-show match of Rey Mysterio versus Andrade.
I'm going to go with Mysterio. Could go either way, though.
Yeah. This is one I feel like is 50-50.
Yeah, and that's why I just went with my fan favorite.
Well, I'm going with Mysterio just because I figure the face will win on the pre-show.
Maybe. I mean, that might be one way to do it.
Yeah, I feel like normally they want the face to win early in the pre-show and get the crowd into it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I could see Andrade winning. I don't know if they're setting up for another match at
I thought
Mania.
they were supposed to team up.
Yeah, that was the reports.
Well, maybe that'll happen after this. Maybe something will happen in this match to bring them together.
Yeah, who knows?
We'll find out.
That would be a shame to do something like that on the pre-show.
Yeah, it would.
We have the triple threat tag match for the tag team Raw titles. It is the Revival versus Ricochet and Aleister Black versus Bobby Roode and Chad Gable.
Now, that's not what you have written there, and I like what you got written there.
Yeah, I have Rico Black.
Yes, I like that.
I was between that and Black O'Shea.
Black O'Shea. That sounds like that, oh God, that, who is what's his name? Not Tom Jones.
I don't know, bro.
I'm thinking a Vegas show. Wayne Newton.
Oh, okay.
Donkashay. Blackashay. But I like that. Rika Black. Rika Black.
Yeah. So who do you have here?
I've got Rika Black.
Yeah.
I've got Ricochet and Aleister Black just because with what they've done with the Revival, they've given them what they wanted. They got the titles.
Mm-hmm.
Now they can shut the hell up. Because they haven't done nothing with them since.
Yeah.
Except lose.
Okay.
And Roode and Gable were the champions. So
I have Roode and Gable taken out of this. They're not going to win.
I don't see them going back to them. So that only leaves Black and Ricochet, and they're so over and get such a pop right now that they'd be stupid not to do it.
So I can very well see them doing that. And I think they're going to stick with the Revival, though. I think the Revival will win this one, and maybe they'll do Ricochet and Black again at Mania or something. I don't know.
Or next week on Raw.
And then still do it Mania.
And SmackDown.
But I definitely could see them just right away putting the belts on Ricochet and Black. But
I mean, there's nothing to spice up the tag team division right now.
Yeah.
So what better way than to just put the belts on a new team?
See, it's hard to predict because we're predicting on how Vince McMahon is going to feel Sunday.
Yeah, and that just I mean, you don't know. It could change at the last second. I mean, right before they go out of the gorilla, it could change.
We have Charlotte versus Becky. If Becky wins, she's added to the WrestleMania match.
We kind of already know this, so I'm going to have to go with Becky.
Yeah. Becky is the obvious answer. I mean, unless they want to overbook it more and Charlotte wins and then Becky still gets in the match.
Maybe takes out Charlotte somehow and then it turns into a one-on-one.
Well, no, not like that.
Well, that'd be cool.
But either way, Becky's going to win.
Pull a Stone Cold, just run her over with the car.
Becky's going to win, and hopefully they have more inspired booking for the home stretch going into Mania.
And hopefully it's not the same crap we've seen the past 3 weeks.
We have the Shield reuniting for the last time ever.
Again.
Against Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre.
BBD, they'll do it.
Obviously, I've got to go with the Shield here.
Yeah. Again, a lot of this just feels too status quo.
Because of the show that it's on, and it's not a Rumble, it's not a Mania, it's not a SummerSlam or a Survivor Series, they're pretty much a given on what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Especially with Mania next month.
Well, I feel like they're trying to set up a Baron versus Roman thing going into Mania.
Why?
I don't know. But
I mean, there's no point. Really?
I mean, maybe. I mean, I thought for sure Braun would beat Baron last pay-per-view, and then Baron won.
Yeah.
So.
But they just like make him Braun look like an idiot.
I mean, what if Dean just turns on them again, and then that's how Baron and everyone wins. Baron and co.
Now, if that would be okay as long as it was like Ambrose's final night. You know, obviously he'd do it at.
And then you just don't see him again after that.
Yeah, then he's done. He goes out.
That would be interesting.
He goes out, you know, like at Mania. Triple threat, or not triple threat, but just a 3-on-3 tag. And then he grabs a chair or a sledge or whatever and causes the bad guys to lose or win.
Yeah.
And then he just walks to the back and you never see him again.
Yeah.
And that's how he ends his run with WWE. Instead of, you know, getting the pin or getting the win or getting the loss, either way, just do it that way. Cause some controversy and get them out.
I'm starting to feel like we won't disagree on any of these. We have Asuka versus Mandy Rose for the SmackDown Women's title.
Asuka.
Yes. So why do you have Asuka?
Because it's Mandy Rose.
Yeah.
And there's really, I mean, nothing against Mandy Rose. She's definitely
everything against Mandy Rose.
I mean, well, this is a family show. But, I mean, she just doesn't have, to me, she doesn't have the talent yet.
No.
She might have the talent, she doesn't have the skill set like Asuka does.
No.
Asuka has the experience.
Yeah.
I mean, she had the great run in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
She started out with a great run on the main roster.
Yeah.
She kind of fell flat for a while. But
whole year.
Yeah. But she came back and now she's champion. Now, yeah, she ain't done nothing since, but that's not just on her.
Yeah. They need to. You know what? Dude, I skipped the Asuka and Mandy segment on SmackDown somehow.
Oh, wow.
So just to circle back there.
Well, should we get the rest of the predictions and then circle back?
We'll do it here, just so it's out of the way. But Mandy had a match against Naomi. She won in like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's hardly exaggerating because I think as soon as they got in the ring, the ref told them to go home. But as Mandy and Sonya are leaving, Asuka is standing behind them on the stage with like the mask on, which was a cool image.
Yeah.
And then she beat up both of them.
Which, that's fine.
Yeah. So
with their match coming up, okay. I see that.
I could genuinely see Mandy winning this. I'm not going to...
If they really wanted to do it, I could see it.
I don't think I'm going to go out on that limb and predict it.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Mandy won.
So you wouldn't be surprised if she won, but you're not going to say that she is going to win.
I'm going to stick with Asuka just because it
makes more sense.
I would hope that that's what's going to happen. But
now you see, I could see it getting close to winning, and then maybe Sonya Deville causes a DQ or something, and then they have to do it again at Mania.
This is really a big match for Mandy as far as
biggest match,
just in terms of her credibility to me, because I feel like if you can't have a good match with Asuka, then I don't know if there's anyone you really can have a good match with.
Okay.
So this is going to be telling for me because I've been critical of Mandy's capabilities in the past.
Which is fine because her capabilities aren't the best.
Yeah.
Her assets are, but her capabilities aren't.
So we'll see if she can tango with Asuka and get a good match. And I mean, they might not have enough time, but
probably not.
I don't imagine this will get a lot of time.
Maybe 10, 15
on an 8-match show.
Yeah, maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah. Even that, I feel like that would be like the longest match Manny's ever been in.
Yeah.
We have Sasha and Bayley against Jax and Tamina for the Raw Women's Tag Titles.
And you can even look, I put Bayley and Sanks. Because I just can't write. So Bayley and Banks.
Yeah.
I think I was going to put Sasha and I put Sanks.
I can't envision anything else but Sasha and Bayley.
But it would be Banks' first title defense.
Yeah.
Where she won.
Yeah.
But that's if you want to consider that in the same realm as the women's championship.
Yeah. We have the Usos versus McMiz.
I've got Usos on this. Just some rumors I've read on what people think is going to happen. I'd rather go with them. Go with the Usos.
We haven't disagreed yet, and we're not going to. So it's Bryan versus Owens.
Oh, well, that's an easy one. That's Bryan.
Yeah, Bryan's winning that one. And for the sake of it, I'm going to change one of my picks so we have something.
Well, we did.
What? We haven't disagreed yet, have we?
Yeah, because I chose Black and Ricochet.
Oh, okay. That's right.
That's the only one that we did.
So that's our one deferring.
Yeah, we do have to have one.
So that, I forgot about that one. Yeah, so that one is going to decide who wins the illustrious predictions. And you won the last one at Elimination Chamber, so...
Because I'm all that and a stale bag of chips.
Now we'll see Rude and Gable end up winning, and then neither of us win.
That would suck. that would be the only one.
That would be hilarious.
But what better than have it come down to WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Because think about it. You won in the Rumble.
Yeah.
I won in the Chamber. We tie at Fastlane. Tiebreaker at Mania. That would be awesome. That'd just be a way of...
Some fantasy booking.
Well, in a way, yeah.
I mean, we're not going to stop doing this.
Of course not.
It's going to be a great, 2,000 match series between you and I.
But, I mean, just for the first 4 times of the year, keeping up with everything, you won, then I won, then we tie this one.
Yeah, because before we didn't even keep track of it.
Not really, no.
Yeah, so we'll be back here Thursday for the Fastlane review as well as Raw and SmackDown for that week.
Yeah. Oh, man, we are getting down to the wire.
Yeah, only how many more days? 20-something until Mania?
What's today? Well, we've got
Today's the
a
7th.
month because it's April 7th.
Yeah, so right at 30 days.
Right at well, not really because there's only 28 days this month.
No, there's not.
Oh, wait, this is March.
That's February.
I'm in the wrong month. Okay, so 30 days.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot it was a leap year.
Yeah. So 30 days, but we're leaving early, so we only got 26 days.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be leaving on that Thursday, and that's when we'll have the Road to WrestleMania podcast,
yes.
Which will literally be the Road to WrestleMania podcast.
Yes, we will do it on the road while we're driving.
Yeah.
Luckily, we can plug your computer into the car and keep it powered up.
Yeah, hopefully that won't be dangerous and you won't run into anything because you get distracted ranting about Ronda Rousey or something.
Well, as long as they don't give me something to rant about at that time.
I mean, who knows? You could get pulled over live on air.
That would be cool, except for the ticket I get.
Can you imagine the cop sitting there as there's a mic right there?
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? Sir, we're doing a podcast. Would you like to get on here, officer?
Are you a wrestling fan by chance?
Wrestling? Can you give me an escort?
Who do you think's gonna win, Bryan or Kofi?
That'd be awesome if they answered.
We're gonna need you to step out of the car.
Yeah. Step away from the laptop.
Yeah, that could be an explosion device for all they know.
Yeah, because we're going to hold it in our laps.
Yeah, so, yeah. All right. Until then, review on iTunes, all that stuff.
Something on iTunes, anything on iTunes or anywhere else.
But until next Thursday,
we will wrestle you later.